wish we were chasing waterfalls somewhere in North Carolina. And I wish I was holding your hand while your hand was holding.
Welcome to another episode of the Tailwaters Fly Fishing Podcast.
Tonight you've got Mandy and John, and we're going to just give people a quick rundown of 2025, quick update on 2026. It's kind of the end of the year, and we've been just thinking about things, telling stories, and thought it would be good to just provide a little bit of an update. It's been a while since we've done one of these together.
A Tailwaters Fly Company Wrapped, if you will.
Wrapped. I like it.
Like Spotify Wrapped.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Christmas season. I'm so out of the loop. I'm not cool.
Nerd. I knew you weren't going to know what I was talking about.
Tonight, we're sponsored by no one, but we want to shout out the Blue Ridge Guide Association. It's an organization that's not just for guides. They do plenty of work to protect and oversee our local waters. If you live in the area or are looking to make a financial donation to an organization making an impact, check them out. And speaking of local groups making an impact, check out Trout Unlimited. If you're in this area, check out the Over Mountain chapter and or the Cherokee chapter. They're extremely active in cleanups, stream sampling, and fishing opportunities. If you live in this area, get involved, and if not, find a group close to you. We also want to shout out the Watauga River Lodge. The Watauga River Lodge was severely impacted by Hurricane Helene. It's taken about a year for them to rebuild and reopen. Please help get the word out that they're back and open for business. But before you do, you may want to lock in that date for yourself in late March or April, because it's perfectly situated to hit the caddis hatch. It's a beautiful property run by great people. Let's help them get back on their feet post-Helene. Whether that means booking a room, taking a guided trip, or telling someone that you know. So why don't we do what we normally do and start with a fishing report? So I think the consensus right now is that it can be good, but it can be tricky. And I mean, really good guys I see in the shop all the time, and people who are, weekend warriors. They'll go to one place one day, have a tough day, go back the same place next day, have a really good day. So it's been a little spotty recently, no matter where you're fishing. The Watauga post-spawn is kind of starting to happen. There's also a bunch of brooders that got dumped in a couple different places. So people are having fun with both of those things. The Holston, we should be getting some post-spawn activity pretty soon. People are catching fish with blue wing imitations, midges, eggs, all of that good stuff. And then one really interesting thing that I think a lot of people aren't aware of is the lake opportunities that we have here. So, I mean, you've done it with me before. You've caught some really nice fish doing it before, but you get this really unique opportunity in some of our local reservoirs where the lake temperature starts dropping. It stresses to the shad to the point of dying. And I talked to a customer of ours today about that. And so there's kind of a shad kill. The stripers hang out with the big browns and hang out with the big hybrids. And so you cast out, you're fishing these shad patterns, and you don't know if you're going to hook a 20-pound brown, a 10-pound brown. I said 20-pound brown, 20-pound striper, 10-pound brown trout, or a 15-pound hybrid. Tons of big fish, all different species hanging out together. It's really, really interesting. But Jim, I'll leave his last name out because it's podcast, came into the shop today, and he said just out back, he lives on the lake, out back on Saturday or Sunday when it was so cold and snowing, he saw actually seagulls just crashing the surface, fish busting, and it was one of those shad kills going on. So he's also really active in the Boone Lake Association and does a lot of their water quality testing and stuff. And he said a few years ago, he saw all these dead fish floating on the surface, and he called TWRA and TVA and was really concerned about some sort of contamination or something. And then it turned out that they asked what the lake temperature was, and they were like, was it 46 degrees? And he's like, yeah, it's about 46. And they're like, yeah, the shad start dying. And
crazy.
Yeah. So
that's one of my favorite ways or like opportunities to fish, where there are a bunch of different fish who are all kind of going after the same thing. So you don't know what you're going to hook. It's very exciting.
Yeah. What were some of your bigger fish that we've caught doing that?
I think I just caught that big hybrid.
Yeah. We've got that picture up in the house. I can't remember what it was. It 10 or 12 pounds or?
I think it was 11.
Okay. Split the
but
difference.
I feel like our scale was broken, so I don't know how accurate that was.
No way. I still use that scale. I've actually tested it on like sacks of flour and stuff in the house. So.
Yeah. I still think it's broken. I don't trust it. It just gets stuck.
No, it doesn't.
It totally does.
I'm going to jade people to my measurements.
Yeah, that's my goal, actually. But that trip where I caught that one, you caught like a 16-pound striper? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
And we have that picture of you holding it with the Santa hat on.
I forgot about
picture.
that. We should
So fun.
we should post that.
Yeah,
that'd be good podcast episode, whatever it is, image
cover art.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
We're professional.
Some of us.
Well, that's a lot of what's going on here on the rivers and lakes and bodies of water, whatever they be. So in terms of 2025 highlights, I feel like it's been a very wild, crazy year that feels a lot longer than that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And just for context, so we started September 2024. Helene happened at the end of that month. We had a couple weeks, basically, I guess a couple months before the end of the year, that was just very weird and uncertain, and felt like the world was upside down a little bit. And then January happened, and it's kind of a slow season here from a fishing and guiding perspective. And we were, I don't know about how you felt, but I was like, what's going to happen and everything. But it felt like the tires started hitting the road, and we started kind of moving forward and picking up. And I feel like we haven't really looked back.
I would definitely agree with that. Yeah. It's just been ordering, more ordering.
Getting it on the shelves.
Trying to shove stuff in where we can.
Yeah. One big change from the beginning of 2025 to the end is back in the beginning when we wanted to add something to the shop, I felt like I would just squeeze it in between the existing like slat wall hooks. And now I actually have to like take stuff off the wall, which is a totally different thing.
Yeah, there's physically no more room between the slat wall hooks.
Which is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. First full season, so some of the seasonality and stuff has been interesting, and just knowing when things get crazy busy and when things slow down, and that's natural. I feel like there was one period where things slowed down, and you kind of wonder, like, have we kind of quit firing on all cylinders, or what's going on? And then 2 weeks go by, and it's like, all right, we're back at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think knowing that this coming year will be, I'll be able to take that in and enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah, having some data to look back on will be comforting, because the first year you have no idea what to expect. So, like, 3 slow days, you're like, oh dear God, is the business going under?
Right.
But this year we'll be able to look back and be like, It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember Corey Smith, before the season, before spring kind of kicked off, he kind of said, like, you might want to get a few more flies in the bins. And this is going to sound naive, but as someone who started a fly shop, I've tied a lot of my own flies historically, and I've never bought a ton of flies. And he was right.
Because you're cheap, John.
I'm not saying I'm not. Dude, Corey, were you there when he accused me of eating the heel of the bread? I mean, I eat the heel of the bread.
Yes.
He's giving me tons of crap about it.
Yeah, I had to kind of hush him down a little bit because I'm not about to eat the heel of the bread. If anyone's eating it, it better be you.
I'm like, dude,
it's not going to be me. It's not going to be Emily.
Think about how many heels of bread I ate this year, how many loaves of bread that saved, and how many packs of dubbing we have on the wall. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
How many heels of bread did you eat in a year? That's the Tailwaters Fly Company Wrapped.
Yeah.
John, you ate 365 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
At least.
52 of those contained at least one bread heel.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad Corey's not on right now.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I had a good time talking to Corey and you at the same time the other day. Can we talk now about why we've been talking to Corey in the shop? Yeah,
Corey and Braden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to frame this, we've had a great 2025, and we're really excited for 2026.
Mm-hmm.
We've grown a lot throughout this last year. Just had a lot of good stuff happen, met a lot of great people. One of the highlights, Blaine Chocolate came and taught a class, and we're a Blaine Chocolate dealer. Really grateful for that. A lot of cool stuff has happened this last year, but we're at the phase where the guide season is slowing down for some people. There's some really great people who have honestly just spent a ton of time with us, and they'll come in and like hang out at the shop they've been doing it for the last year. Corey came in and would like tie in the shop on Wednesday afternoons, like a lot. Braden would come in and hang out, and both of them come to the beer ties. And anyway, just all this to say, we've have some kind of seasonal help at this point. So Corey Smith and Braden Wilhoit are working in the shop now, which we're excited about.
So excited. So excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are both so great. And honestly, there are a ton of great people in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And if we could hire everyone, we definitely would.
Yeah.
But these two in particular are great to start, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's just kind of such a natural personal connection. I mean, like Braden, when he had his baby Bowman, he like FaceTimed me from the hospital.
So sweet.
Yeah. And Corey, like I said, he would sit in the shop and tie flies for hours, and we went to his wedding, and we just liked both of them in and out of the shop. And again, we like a lot of people in and out of the shop, but it's just been really a relief because it's a young business that we have devoted a lot to, and it's been a relief to be able to find people that fit so well and you don't worry about and all of that good stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I thought was interesting that we'd share with everybody is kind of we don't have that many rules, and actually this process has been good because it's made us kind of focus on like what we do day to day, and there's there's a lot of minor things like how often do we go to the bank and that kind of things that we've had to update because
it's a lot different when it's like Tuesday morning at 8:25. I shouldn't say Tuesday. We're closed on Tuesdays. Wednesday morning at 8:25, and you can call your wife and be like, "We're out of ones.
Yeah,
you need to get to the bank." And it's another thing when it's an employee coming into the shop being out of ones. Like, that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
Husband and wife thing, you can kind of like, I don't know, break a lot of rules or not have any rules. And it's a lot easier because we see each other at dinner and we can talk about what's going on. We don't have to like have a system in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
But having a system in place is definitely the better way to do things.
Yeah. So that's been good. And then one other cool thing is we try to sit down and think through like our shop. I don't know, culture is kind of an overused rule or philosophy, or I don't know what you want to call it, but just kind of who we are and who we want to be. So we tried to distill it into 5 bullet points that I thought would be interesting to kind of share. So do you want to go through the first one, or you want me to do it, or?
Yeah, no, you do it.
Yeah. So the first one is we're just, it's pretty simple. We're kind and approachable to everyone. So I don't care who you are. I don't care what your background is, who you're friends with, who your clique is. We're going to be nice to you. And also we want to be approachable to people. Yeah.
Basically like the number one rule of retail, but going a step further, fly fishing can be an intimidating thing to get into.
Yeah.
So it's particularly important for us, I think, to be approachable for beginners, for women, for people who are just getting into it. Like, it can feel scary to go into a fly shop where everyone's so serious and like grouchy and stuff, and we're trying to be the opposite so that people feel comfortable coming in and asking questions and spending time and stuff.
Yeah. And just maybe to paint the picture a little bit more, you walk into our shop, we're pretty small in terms of square footage, but we've got over 5,000 SKUs, probably over 6,000 SKUs. And a lot of that's fly tying material. So it's really like technical, detailed stuff. And right now people are coming in and buying stuff for Christmas, stocking stuffers and stuff. So I had a lady come in buying stuff for her husband for stocking stuffers. I mean, she walks in and we are wall to wall stuff just jammed in there. And there's 2 guys in there. We're talking fishing. Both of them have spit cups. And, and so, you want to create a welcoming environment for everybody. And I think she was pretty pleasantly surprised by just me kind of turning, smiling, acknowledging she was there. And I think we got her husband some really good stuff for Christmas. So
good.
Yeah.
If not, I'm going to have to start spending more time in the shop.
Yeah.
No, you're really awesome about that. You're super good about making people feel comfortable, and you make the sport of fly fishing, I think, very approachable, even with the depth of your technical knowledge, which is immense.
Thanks. So rule number 1 is pretty simple. 2 is also really simple. It is pretty simple. Listen to people, help them, and celebrate their victories. No one-upsmanship. So there's a lot of fly shops I've been in throughout my life where you go in and you're like, man, I had a great day. I caught my best brown trout ever. And the person behind the desk looks at you and they say, how big was it? And you say, man, 18 inches. And they shrug and they go, I caught a 19-incher last week. And that's not the kind of shop that you want to go into. It's not fun for anybody. No. It's not a welcoming environment.
No. That's like, you don't even want to talk to someone like that.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things about the shop is when people come in and they have caught either like a personal best or like a really nice fish or a really unique fish in an interesting situation, and they have like pictures and stuff. Like, I love to hear a story of someone catching a cool fish and then get to see the picture. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so fun. Yeah,
it's awesome. And it's just fun to share in people's growth and how much fun they have doing it. And the wrong approach is to say I'm better than you. But whatever, it's just fun to share with people. Yeah. Which doesn't mean you have to share your biggest fish picture. It means you have to look at theirs and appreciate it.
Yeah. Which is more fun.
Yeah. It's kind of more of like, why are we all doing this? And
right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty easy. Rule number 2. Rule number 3 can be, you just got to be, I don't know, emotionally mature, I guess, but we're pro everybody. And so part of that's just born out of simplicity. Like, I don't want to have to worry about who's, I don't know, liked our photos on Instagram or who shared our stories or who I've heard who refers people to us and who doesn't and whatever. Like, we're just going to be nice to everybody. I'm not going to try and remember little stuff like that. And we're just going to be nice to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that we have anyone who we would not be nice to. Like, no one has been unkind to us.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is an important policy or tenet to like hold to. I mean, we have our cork board for guide cards, which honestly we could use a few more. I was hoping it would be like completely covered. I would like it to be a bit more full.
I gotta say, either people are holding out on us or guides are just like terrible at carrying cards. Like, I can't tell you how many people are like, I don't have a card on me. Let me, I'll bring one in from the truck next time.
Yeah.
But as a guide, you got to have cards on you all the time.
Well,
so maybe they just want it up. I don't know.
I know. I do feel like sometimes people are like, I don't know. I don't want some rando. Like, some random from your shop calling me and being like, John said, you're awesome. But we could use some more guide cards for the bulletin board.
Yeah.
But we have that because we're pro everybody and we want to support everyone. And the more fly fishing that occurs in the area, the better for everyone. Yeah.
And that's one thing I'll try and say is from the beginning, our view is that we don't need a giant piece of the pie here. There's other shops in the area. There's the Fly Box, there's South Holston River Fly Shop. There's some multi-sport shops. So Hellbender and Appalachian Outpost and Mountain Sports and Mahoney's. We're far from the only person selling fly fishing stuff, and we never will be the only group out here selling fly fishing stuff.
And we don't want to be.
We don't want to be.
Because it's an amazing fishery.
Yeah.
And we don't want it to be like a secret. There's only one place. Like, we want it to be a fly fishing mecca. We want to build the area up. Yeah.
And even, I mean, we were consumers of fishing out here for a long time. I mean, there was one year where we were out here at least 26 weekends a year. And when I came out here, if you have a little downtime, if the water's up and you're wade fishing, what you do is you get out, you drive to Fly Shop South Holston River Fly Shop, went to EFO when it was open. But you just you get up and you go and explore the shops in the area, and it's kind of part of the experience. And if there's only one thriving shop, that's not good. We should have multiple places that people enjoy going to. And so that's our philosophy.
100%.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're pro everybody. Another one is, so rule number 4, I guess, we're a fly shop. And we're an escape from the day-to-day. We don't talk about work, politics, or religion. And so when people come into the shop, it's an escape for them. It like, I see people walk in, they're smiling. It's literally the best part of their day. You don't want to why bring up something that just causes, blood pressure to go up? They're on vacation. Just let it happen. Let's talk about fishing. Even if people bring up something like that, you can say a sentence or two, but bring it back to fishing. That's why we're all here. And honestly, like, long term, if you have a certain view on one of those points, you're not going to convince someone by having an argument with them in the shop on day one. Fish with them, get to know them. And maybe you can listen to each other. That's too deep, but let's just fish. We're here to talk about fishing. That's as easy as it is.
I love that you say, like, when they come into the shop, they're on vacation. Because even if it's somebody who's like popping in on their lunch hour, that's like a really nice way to look at it. This is like a short vacation from whatever else you have going on.
Yeah.
And it should be pleasant and fun and a nice experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And then the last rule, and probably the most important rule, and
they're all important.
They're all important, but this is I think this is really important for our shop. Like a real foundation, and I can't emphasize how important it is. No telling anyone else's information or secrets. And that includes fishing information and purchase information. And so we have a ton of guides who are customers, and a lot of people are friendly, but there's also a layer of competition just below the surface with a lot of people, and it's natural. So if,
that's what makes all of the guides in this area so good.
Yes.
They're not just resting on their laurels. They are trying to be better, trying to be the best, constantly looking for an edge, an improvement, something different. And we have to respect that.
Yes.
Give them their privacy.
100%. And that could be a shade of wire or a color of dubbing or a size of wire or a style of hook or bead size. It could be a lot of different things. And I can't tell somebody, John Stunker's secret or Justin Schroyer's secret or Matt Champion's secret or whoever is in the shop. I can't say, hey, this is what this guy uses who's been doing this for over 10 years and he's found it to work really well.
Except for me. I will tell you John's secrets. If I'm working in the shop and he's not there, I will tell you all of his secrets.
Well, so that's one thing that's kind of interesting too, is if it's something that we figured out, I feel
it's fine.
I can tell you what I know, and there's some stuff that you kind of earn and that kind of thing. But yeah, the other thing that's kind of weird is I've been really surprised by the number of times I've got something that I keep kind of close to the vest, and I'll share it with somebody that I really respect, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that really works." And you can kind of, like, multiple people invent the same thing or come to the same conclusion, and then I'll mention it to another guy who's in a different kind of clique or circle, and they've also found it works.
Don't you find that interesting? Like, what if all of you just got into a room and exchanged ideas? Imagine what you could create or come up with if you, instead of being all secretive and weird about it, if you were just like, hey, let's all get together and talk about what hooks we're using and how we're using them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's we'll edit that out because that's a bit.
It's like world peace.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because a group of women, I'm just saying, would not behave in quite the exact same way.
Yeah. Well, so those are kind of our 5 hard and fast rules. And as Corey and Braden started at the shop, we had kind of a 2-page, like, day 1, here's what you need to know. And that was the first thing we covered. So for anybody who comes in the shop and is used to seeing Mandy or I don't know, buying a secret dubbing color or whatever, you can continue to do that. Those are kind of foundational pillars of the shop and our philosophy and everything else. So, yeah. So another thing about having them that I found funny may not be the right word, but so both of them had a first day, and basically I was there the whole day just to kind of help make sure that, they knew where the buttons were on the register, and if someone asked about where to find, I don't know, some random Semperfly product, I could point them in the right direction, and make sure that we'd done everything on the process side that we needed to be honest. Both of them did amazing. And then the second day, I was like, okay, well, this is going really well. The reason we hired them is so I can step out and get all these orders done and pay our, sales tax and all that stuff. So I literally go to the back room, and I can hear someone come in. I can hear them laughing through the wall and talking about fishing. Like, I can't hear the details of what they're saying, but it just sounds like a fun conversation. And I'm like paying our state sales tax. And I'm like, okay, what I've done is I've carved out the best part of the job, and I've hired someone else to do it. And now I get to sit in the back and be a nerd.
That's both great and quite sad.
Yeah. But we're super, super happy to have Braden and to have Corey, and they're great people. We trust them, we love them, and it's nice to be able to hopefully do a little bit for them in the off season too. So
yeah, we are very, very lucky that they wanted to work with us.
Yeah,
super lucky. Maybe you can talk a little bit about sort of why we need extra help in the shop, like what it is that you have to do.
Yeah.
Besides be yourself and be in the shop, like talking about the media stuff.
Yeah. So there's one of the things about what we're excited about for 2026 is like what we've done in 2025, but just doing more of it and hopefully more and faster and all that good stuff.
Faster, better.
Yeah. So there's all the boring stuff, like all that back end nerd stuff and ordering. And it's nice not to have to stay up till midnight doing random orders most nights. So that's number one. And then a big part of it is kind of more media too. So I think we've got a reasonable foothold here, and hopefully people who are traveling to this area to fish will look to us to kind of, get a heads up on what fly patterns to tie or buy, and just what's going on in terms of conditions in the area and that kind of thing. So we got to do all the stuff that fly shops do and just do it at a little bit wider reach, or I don't want to say bigger scale, because that's not necessarily it, but just talking to more people, even
making the information available in a consistent way.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to phrase that. Yeah. Because honestly, on the media side, and this includes podcast, I mean, the podcast thing, a big part of it is, there's a couple parts of it, but one is that I have a lot of conversations with people where it's the same conversation over and over and over again. And it may be stuff like that Boone Lake shag kill thing that we talked about. So rather than tell 20 people that, 2 times, because I don't remember who I told and who I didn't, we can say it once and then people can ask questions and that kind of thing. But just talking to more people. And then another big part of the media side, and again, this is podcast, and hopefully it'll flow through to some other parts too, but just highlighting local people and local knowledge. And there's a couple sub bullets within that. So one is just promoting the area, because it's an area that we're not from. We moved here because we love it. We just love this area and would recommend it to anybody. And then 2, really kind of promoting local talent, because one thing I find really weird, and I've found weird for a long time, is there's a lot of like fly fishing celebrities and people that you see who have books out and do the circuits and stuff like that. And there's a lot of West Coast influence. There's a lot of like upper Midwest, some from Pennsylvania, but there's not many or any from this area. And we have an extremely high degree of talent here. Like very good people who deserve national recognition. And so it's been cool to get those first couple conversations out there. And I've got a few more people that I've been talking to about doing a few more podcasts here. And the more that we can do, the better, I don't know, we're doing as a shop. And I think that communication and just getting those people out and the recognition for them is one of the reasons we're doing this. So that's a big goal for 2026. And one big thing is, we can provide insight. We do provide insight. We have classes. Some of the tying videos and stuff that we've done have been like our patterns. But I am not the most talented person in this area. There are a lot of really talented people in this area. So,
so hopefully we can facilitate getting them and their information out there. Yeah,
absolutely.
And that will include more videos in 2026.
It will.
Right?
Yeah. So, the audio visual stuff is, it's not seamless, and it feels really hard when you're staying up till midnight getting your purchase orders done. But
no, I do the purchase orders. Don't pretend like you do the purchase orders.
Okay. Purchasing done.
Come on now.
Well, I was thinking about you when you're getting those done at midnight. It's hard for me to feel.
It's hard for you to feel relaxed enough to like do other stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're just so worried about how hard I'm working.
Exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So hopefully I can get some of that stuff figured out and we can crank out more stuff.
Yeah, but really more time videos. Hopefully some like on the water videos. I think that those type of things are really nice, especially for people who are beginners or just getting into it, or like just learning about fishing in this area.
Yeah.
I think sort of instructional type videos would be really helpful.
And candidly, there's like, we get a lot of people in the shop who are like, hey, I'm traveling to the area from the weekend. I've fished in Montana a couple times. How do I catch fish here? And you're like, all right, well, you're going to need a longer leader, lighter tippet. Here's a couple flies you need. And you can tell them all that stuff. But if you can send them a 8-minute video too about how to rig it up, I think it's just like super helpful and they can reference it and all that.
Definitely. And for every one person that calls the shop, there are probably 3 or 4 who might be wondering the same thing. But like some people like me, I'm not going to just call a shop and ask questions. I'll like Google stuff for hours.
Yeah.
Just because I'm antisocial. Like, I would much rather just Google stuff and watch videos than call somewhere. So I think it's a nice way to make the information available to more people.
Yeah. So we just got to keep doing fly shop things in the way the world is now. So yeah. Hopefully we can do more of that in 2026. Yeah. And we'll try and get people excited and showcase some of the stuff that we have in the shop that we really like and all that stuff too. But we got some good stuff. And then also on the media side, our philosophy has been get it out, make it good enough that it's not distracting. We're not hiring a professional camera crew. We're not hiring a professional audio engineering group or whatever.
Which may or may not be very obvious to the listener.
Yeah. But hopefully we're putting out good enough quality content that it's worth listening to and grinning and bearing through the weird audio stuff.
We're doing our best.
Audio stuff's hard. Yeah. I was watching an Alex Lafkas video today where he was talking with Russ Madden, and it's like so echoey, and there's like you can tell there's like no background removal, whatever, but you're like, it's 2 really good guys talking about like a good topic. I'm going to listen to it. And, I'm not claiming that we're Russ Madden and Alex Lafkas, But hopefully, as we're building stuff out, it's worth listening to. So bear with us, please. And if you have a background in podcasting or video and want to offer any helpful advice, we are all ears. So I'll just throw that out.
Just put that in the comments.
Yeah. 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 Other good stuff is going well. We've been doing, for anybody who doesn't know, we do beer tying,
open vice night,
but we do it at the tap house. We at the tap house twice a month, and then on a good month where there's no holidays and life is kind of normal, we like to do another one at various locations. Mm-hmm. We've done them at the Fly Box previously. But we haven't done one in November with Thanksgiving, Christmas, December, and all that.
Yeah, this November, December has gone by really fast and has proven much busier than I feel like I expected it to be.
Yeah,
I feel like I've gotten nothing done the past 2 months.
And I mean, even in addition to like just kind of the normal shoppy stuff, we're doing the 2 tying nights a month at the tap house. We do one night with Project Healing Waters at the shop. There's usually a TU meeting that I try and go to at least one thing. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, and then we've been doing classes, which we'll get into, but a lot of times we've been doing classes too, and then trying to interview people for the podcast. And
then we also have a 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Who has to like eat dinner and be put to bed.
Yeah.
Like
it's not an easy
all that
bedtime
normal
routine.
stuff that people do.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, all good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the open vice nights are very cool, I think. There's like a good group of people that go. But that's not exclusionary in any way. Like you guys are very, very excited to have new people. I know that one of the regulars, Ricky Blackburn, is always trying to convince new people to come. He's so nice. He's always like, you should come to our tying nights. He does such a good job advertising for them. Yeah. But yeah, they seem really fun. I actually miss most of them because of said dinner and bedtime and all that jazz. But I'm jealous. I would like to come to those because they seem really fun.
I'm not going to lie, they are.
I know. I see you when you come home and you've had fun.
Yeah. It's a good time. Good group of people. Diverse group of people. You don't have to be we've got people who are guides on the water 6 days a week, and then we've got people who are just kind of interested in getting into tying. So it's all up and down the skill range gamut. And
some people who don't even tie, right, can just kind of come and hang out and talk fishing or watch.
Yeah, it's a fun group.
Plus the tap house is fantastic. Like you can get some yummy food. Some good drinks if you want. The atmosphere in there is very chill. It's very good. There's
I'll tease at something, but I can't give any. We can't give any details. You know about it. But we may be doing a collaborative thing that we will be very excited about with some of our work neighbors.
We have the best work neighbors. We talked about this a lot in the other podcast that I was on.
Yeah.
But they're just so good. We're just in such a good spot. We're so lucky. It's really nice.
Yeah. We've got for, again, people who don't know, on one side, we've got the tap house. On the back of the building, we have the brewery, which is distinct. I've gone in there and like helped brew beer with them. A lot of times they'll like be making something. They're like, hey, John, can you taste this? Tell us what you think.
Yeah, that's such a cool perk.
Yeah. And then there's the coffee shop, and on it, like we talked about our neighbor, the customers are freaking awesome. I can't tell you how many times someone's like bought me a cup of coffee.
So nice.
Yeah, everyone's just so nice and awesome. Yeah. So we've got a really good coffee shop right next to us too. Yeah.
South Fork Coffee.
Yeah.
South Fork Tap House. Brothers Brewing Company.
Yeah.
Those are the names of those places.
That's right. We are Tailwaters Fly Company.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, got one. Yeah. Other stuff in 2026 and stuff we've been developing and evolving in 2025, the fly bins.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pumped about, we've things have been going well in the fly bins. We've got a bunch of Blank Chocolates flies.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like in production. He's hit the ground running. I've been like eagerly anticipating them. And I'm going to go off on a tangent here real quick. One thing that's really important to our shop, looking at our fly bins, and we have a ton of different sources that we buy flies from. And one of the major reasons for that is to support the people who came up with it. And so if it's Circus Peanut, Russ Madden came up with it, I want to buy that from Montana Fly Company because he gets a royalty from Montana Fly Company, as an example. Blaine Chocolate, he doesn't get any royalties from his flies. He makes his money from the chocolate factory flies that he's producing. So it's really important to me as a consumer to buy Chocolate Factory, Blaine Chocolate, Game Changers. I understand, there's probably varying levels of views on some of this stuff, but given the choice, I'm hoping to support the people who came up with it. And then another thing too is the quality of the fly. So if you go to, I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but we've looked at a couple people who sell flies very cheaply. And, if you're looking at something like a zebra midge or a Paragon or something like that, like, yeah, there's quality. The quality is important. But if you compare that to a Drunken Disorderly, which is a Tommy Lynch fly, like that is a really hard fly to tie, and it's a really hard fly to get to swim appropriately. And if you just go to kind of your knockoff tying place, they just look at that pattern and say, this is roughly what it's supposed to look like. When you get it through Montana Fly Company, Tommy Lynch has had an input on the flies that they're producing. And he can say, you're not doing this right. This needs to be sparser. This needs to be denser. It's not swimming right. And he has like a thumbs up and thumbs down in some regard. And so it's one, to kind of support the people coming up with it. And two is because it's to offer quality stuff in the shop. That's a huge part of it too. So I've been really excited to see our fly bins kind of evolve over the course of the year. Honestly, when you just sit down and come up with a shop, and I don't know how many freaking fly SKUs we have, but it's a ton. It's really hard it's a lot. And so you kind of see like what people buy, what people don't buy, and that kind of stuff. And even the flies that we've been kind of like phasing out, we've been selling at a little bit of a discount. I've noticed some of the guides say, oh man, I can get that for half off or whatever. I don't want to tie that. I'm going to pick that up. And so I'm like, well, we're phasing it out because it didn't sell. And now the guides want this pattern. Anyway, I'm excited about where our fly bins have evolved to, where they're going for 2026. And one big thing is the number of like local tires and some kind of custom patterns we're having done for the shop.
So I would say our largest local / custom tire is Austin's Custom Flies. Donnie and Rebecca Austin. Yeah. We are very lucky to be one of their customers. Because Donnie ties awesome flies. They're great to work with. Yeah. And he's done a lot of really nice flies for us. Yeah.
And I think out of the gate, we kind of largely went with stuff that, again, is pretty available through distributors. And one thing that's hard is a lot of the fly fishing industry is not geared for the Southeast. So you have to really look through the pages in the catalog to find the stuff that's going to be really applicable out here.
Yeah, you can't just order like fly bin flies and get like a variety of 20 that they sell to every fly shop. Like that's just not going to work.
It's so funny with the preseason stuff. There's some you can tell it's like it's geared towards Western shops, and they're like, here's these bread and butter flies, and you can get this huge discount on them. And I'm like, yeah, but 90% of those aren't going to work here. So, but another thing that's been cool is we've started to kind of start rotating in some flies that we've been tying and fishing for years and have worked really well for us. And so like Donnie has been tying our Tailwaters Fly Company super secret midge. And I cannot tell you how rewarding it is to like I fished it for a while, you fished it for a while, we've caught a lot of fish on it. You put it in someone else's hands. I literally had somebody, this is probably 3 weeks ago or something like that, came in. They were traveling from where was it? Greenville, I think Greenville, Tennessee.
That's not that far away.
It's not that far away. But they were like, I don't fish here all the time, which I do. And I was like, use this fly, go to this spot. And I kind of sent him, and I was like, and if it works, let me know. And so he kind of left, and it's like, maybe I'll see an Instagram post later or something like that. Came in 4:30. It was like, I need more of those flies.
That is definitely good. That's a nice feeling to have.
Yeah. So that's been cool. But we're excited about where the fly bins are going in 2026. And
we really appreciate the people who are tying custom flies for us.
Yes.
Like there are several sort of individuals who have done that for us, and it is much appreciated. They've done a great job. It's awesome.
Yeah. We even have someone who's tying a yellowhammer for us.
Hey.
Not with the original materials, but with the best substitute that you can find. And sold one today as part of a Christmas assortment.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's cool. And I guess that's all there is to say about the bin stuff. But
basically, we're dialing it in.
We're dialing it in. I say dialing it in all the time. And if you're a guide, again, I would refer you to one of our pillars of the shop. We're not, if there's a fly that you like to use, we'd like to make it convenient for you. So we'd love to carry it, but we're not going to say like, this is so-and-so's go-to pattern, whatever. So, there's some guys that we know really well. And, I think we're able to carry stuff that they use a lot. I never say, hey, this is what this guy uses. This is what that guy uses. If people gravitate towards it, other people, there's a number of people who know the same pattern, but we don't try and make it obvious to everybody if it's your secret thing.
Yeah. We're not going to put the hot fly sticker on your secret fly.
Yeah. We put that on the Tailwaters super secret midge, but not on your fly.
Yes.
Yeah. One thing that's been funny is there are two different guides who are like, that's the fly I tie. I just tie it this way. So it's one of those things where like multiple people have kind of honed in on something.
Very cool.
Yeah. So that's the fly bins. On the tying stuff, we're continuing to increase around the edges. Obviously, we've gone really hard on that stuff out of the gate, and now it's more about keeping stuff in all the time, kind of matching pace with purchasing and seasonality and all that stuff. But we are trying to add around the edges, and as cool stuff comes out, we're trying to add it. It's really hard these days because so many people come out with things that are so repetitive. You know what I mean? Like Fulling Mills coming. I mean, not to throw anyone under the bus, but there's like everyone has their own brand of rubber legs now and their own brand of thread. Right. And I do appreciate improvements to stuff that exists, but if it's like, hey, there's already this great product, I'm just going to have my own, and it may not even be as good. It's just like painful as a tying shop, because then you're like, do I need to stock that? Do I not stock it? People are interested. Is it just for novelty? Is it going to last? But
I will say that's when the whole John approval process, which drives me nuts most of the time, because it's like, I got to test it first. Most of the time that drives me crazy. Yeah. But stuff like that is where that pays off, because you'll check it out and you'll see if it's just a knockoff or like a lower quality product, and then we won't carry it. And then you can confidently tell people, like, we don't carry that because we have the better option. So the super annoying habit of you having to test literally everything in the shop before we order it, that's why it exists.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not going to go into there's anyway. Yeah.
Just know that literally everything in the shop is John used and approved.
Hey, you've been using that sling pack.
Yes, I have.
You like it?
I love it, actually. It's fantastic.
It's the Umpqua sling pack.
The Umpqua sling pack. I think it's a little intimidating because it has a lot of like adjustments. There's a lot of little straps and stuff. So the first time you put it on, you're like, what is this thing? But once you get your stuff in there and you get the straps set up, basically after the initial setup, it's like very custom fit. All your stuff is exactly where you want it. It's comfortable. It's really good. But you have to get over the initial setup hump.
So I'm a vest person, and I have very strong opinions on vests. There's not very many that I like. The one that I use, I've had for 10 years or something like that.
And you didn't even like it at first. You were like, this one is okay, but your other one has worn through in the pocket.
The other one blew out.
It was like a Reddington vest from like 1990.
No, the other one was a Sims one that blew out, and then I have my current vest. But I've tried a very prominent brand's vest, and I thought it was absolutely awful. And the rep came in and was talking about this brand, and I was like, I strongly dislike your vests, and I said it more bluntly than that. And he like, his eyes got kind of big. I think he wasn't used to hearing that. And I was like, maybe that's not fair, because the one that I have is like, I don't know, from 2015 probably, if I had to guess a year, 2015, 2016. And I was like, maybe that's not fair. And then I went on the website, and this is the same freaking vest that they're selling now, and it's awful. It's not, they have other products that are fine, but I don't like that vest. Well, I really don't like that vest.
You don't like any vest.
I like the one I have.
I'm telling you, I remember 10 years ago when you got it and you were like, I don't know about this. I don't know, but you've just gotten used to it. So my theory is you have to give it a few times. You have to get your stuff in. You got to get used to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And see.
We'll see.
But if you come in the shop and you look at the sling packs, let us help you try it on, because otherwise you're going to think it's really weird. And it's not. It's good.
Yeah, fair. So tying stuff, we're going to be kind of increasing around the edges. I'd say stuff in general. Yeah,
I mean, there's cool stuff coming out all the time, and that's got to be one of the more fun parts of having a fly shop, is being able to get that stuff.
You know what is great? Like, one of my goals for 2026 is to have like a process to communicate the new stuff that we have, because we're always getting new stuff. And then, I mean, Corey is great for walking in and saying, hey, you got anything that's new? And my mind is always a jumble, like complete jumble of randomness. And I'm like, I don't know. And it's like, oh yeah, we got, like, when I sit down and list out the stuff that we ordered from the last month, it's like, oh yeah, we got all these like really awesome things in, but I'd never have a coherent way to list them out because I'm insane.
I mean, that's something that probably should be automated and not just in your brain.
Yeah.
Like that should be an exterior process.
Yeah.
In fact, that's probably something I should do, like on the website. Like, you should be able to just pull up the website and see our 10 newest products or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah. But a few products that I am pumped about.
Mhm.
Blaine Chocolate is coming out with a bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, it seems like he's dropping a new thing like every other week, which is very exciting.
Yeah. A few that we've got recently. So the crustacean eyes he's got in. Those are cool.
They're so flexible.
They're easier to tie in than the old ones. Like tying those things in historically has been just something that you kind of deal with, and his are just a better way to do it. So that's been cool.
Well, you talked about wanting to support Blaine for creating those things and the quality control thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a huge part of the Chocolate Factory products is that, like, in talking to him when he came to the shop, he's like not going to let anything come through that's not absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly how he wants it. And he is very detail oriented. So, like, all of the stuff that's coming out of the Chocolate Factory is really detailed, like, down to the minutia, basically.
This is kind of going back a step, but on the flies, I'm going to say this really explicitly. His flies are very well tied, and there's little differences between them and other quote unquote game changers that are on the market that are not affiliated with him in any way, shape, or form. And there's just dumb little things like the other ones will be tied in a way where there's just not a lot of flex between the vertebrae or the shanks. And so what you end up with is something that's tied on 5 shanks, but it's like a freaking cigar, and it might as well be tied on 1. Whereas his actually have movement and flexibility, and they're just tied to a whole nother quality level. So, very explicitly, his changers are much better than the other changers that are on the market.
And now he's coming out with basically the parts that are going to make it easier for people to tie changers that are that good of quality.
Yeah.
So, like the rattles, the swim bladders, the... What are those things?
The spreader dams.
Spreader dams, yeah.
Yeah. And yeah.
Is that what they're called?
I think it's called a spreader dam.
The round thing?
Or support discs.
Support
discs. Yeah, it's not spreader dams. I don't know why I wrote that down. Support disc is what it is. But so one thing that's cool is they're obviously applicable in like game changers, but these are like really cool products for a lot of different applications. So with the support discs, I should cross that out and write it in the right way. So one thing that is cool that I'm excited about is the displacement of water and just pushing water with those things. So certain flies that you tie, one thing that's really cool is having like something like a dungeon head on your fly or muddler head to push water, right? Well, you can do the same thing with a disc in a very consistent way that doesn't add any buoyancy. So I'm excited about doing new patterns with that. And even I've done some feather game changers in the past they've worked great. And when I got those support discs, I'm like, man, I'm going to do the same thing. Cause I've got these little Sculpin feather changers.
Yeah, those are really nice.
And having some influence, talking with some people who fish different baits and stuff like that. I'm really excited to have something that pushes a little bit more water and doesn't add a lot of buoyancy. So I'm pumped about those. I've got some other applications that I'm thinking of, but I'm pumped about those. The rattle boxes are just like such a better way to tie a rattle on a hook. It's just better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like all these tiny details that Blaine Chocolate thought out and put into the rattle boxes.
Yeah.
They have the notch. They're the right shape, etc.
Yeah. And then on the swim bladders, I'm going to hit this real quick. So I feel like this is a product that has not been fully appreciated by the tying community yet. So the construction is similar to the rattle boxes, except that they're empty. So they've got this little channel that makes them really easy to tie onto a hook. And that's just hollow on the inside. And really, so the idea is that you can provide some buoyancy and it's going to push a little bit more water, and it's kind of easy to tie on. Now, the first time I put this on a hook, I put it on one of those 20 some degree bent hooks that you use for the drunken disorderlies. And I just did some loose wraps of thread and I dropped it in a cup of water. It just sank right to the bottom because it was like a big, bulky, heavy wire hook. And one thing that I found really useful, one thing everyone should do is, here's my approach to it. Tie it loosely on a hook or a shank or whatever you're going to use, put it in that cup of water and see what happens. If it floats, you may be where you want to be. If it sinks ever so slowly, maybe where you want to be. If it sinks right to the bottom, it's not buoyant enough. But what it also provides is this like really big profile to add more material, like foam tied in loosely. And if you do that, you can dial in that buoyancy to whatever you want. And so I tied some on some lighter shanks and they worked super well. I also tied some on heavier hooks and I added some foam to them. And you can kind of dial in that buoyancy. And then the other thing to consider is the materials you're tying on. And so for everybody out there who's thinking about tying with these things, the approach that I took that I think makes a lot of sense is get the buoyancy roughly where you want it. And then if you tie in synthetics generally are not naturally buoyant. So any of those craft fur, polar fiber, any of the kind of plasticky chenilles and body wraps and stuff like that, not going to be buoyant. So you're not adding any buoyancy to it. If you tie in bucktail or feathers or whatever, a lot of those things have some natural water repellency or buoyancy or whatever. Those things may be the same or different depending on the material. But if you're tying in natural materials, you may want it slightly on the heavier side. If you're doing synthetics, you kind of want to dial in that buoyancy and then add your synthetics. But this is a really cool concept. And there's one other cool, I'll mention this because it's for anyone listening. So one thing I'm also kind of working on is putting that buoyancy. Think about a minnow. If you put that buoyancy in the belly of the minnow, it's going to kind of roll on you. And then you can still add weight maybe to the top side of the shank. So you still get, still get to fall. And then when you draw tight to it, it kind of rights itself. And then if you put slack into the line, the belly, rolls up and then you connect with it again and it rights itself again. So that's one thing that's going to take some more dialing in, but I thought I'd just kind of mention that concept because it's something I think is really cool that I think is worth working on.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a rant on Blaine Chocolate stuff, but he's got really cool stuff coming out.
Yeah, he's just got some really cool stuff out.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky to be able to get it and have it in the shop.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some other cool things that we have in the shop, Mandy?
Well, glad you asked, John. Because we recently got in some new shop swag, if you will. You
did an awesome job with that. I've got a lot of compliments from people, which I haven't even told you about.
No.
Yeah, but a lot of people have been like,
we have to do a podcast for me to hear the compliments.
Dude, it takes a podcast for us to talk for an hour and a half when our daughter's asleep.
For more than 20 minutes. Yeah. No, otherwise I just fall asleep. But yeah, so we got some new t-shirts. We got some new sun shirts that are hooded. So 2 colors of each. Sun shirts have UPF 50, so that's essential.
Mm-hmm.
And the hood is, I think, kind of an essential thing that our other sun shirts didn't have. So that's exciting. And new style of hats. We still are waiting for one like hat version to come in. It's like different colors of the same hat.
It's going to be cool.
It's going to be cool, I think. I'm excited.
What is it? Is it ground mustard? Is that the color?
It is, yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, mustard and brown, which sounds horrible, but
It
cool. Looks nice, yeah. I think it's going to look nice. But so that stuff's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of my favorite things to do is the apparel stuff.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
And Alex Elkin, if you're listening, thank you.
So much. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the rep who helped us with that. And he spent a ton of time showing us like every hat that they carry. Mm-hmm. John and I tried on 1 million hats. It was super fun. And then still afterwards, it was like, which ones did we like? I don't know. But anyway, the ones we got are great.
Yeah.
They are comfy and they look nice.
Yeah.
So, and it's a little different style from the trucker hat. So it's less like millennial-y.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the youths.
Yeah.
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 And the cling magnets.
Those turned out really good.
So excited about those.
Yeah.
Because we have so many like different sizes now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've just got in the boat net holders, which I can't wait to get installed on our own boat because the net is always in the way.
It is.
And our daughter is always stepping in it, and I'm afraid she's going to like fall out of the boat.
Yeah.
Or break the net. But those are going to be so awesome to like hold the net up on the side of the boat, keep it out of the way, but where you can still just grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Those magnets are so strong.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like, it's hard to demonstrate them to people because like I'll pull them out of the package and you're like He-manning it, and then all of a sudden it like pulls apart and you like throw your arms apart and you're like, you look insane. And then
we're in such a small space, you're like elbowing people.
Then you got to put them together and like all of a sudden it just goes like crack. And you're like, God, I could have broken a finger. But yeah, they're awesome.
They're awesome.
They're awesome.
And thanks to one of the previous podcasts you did, Drayton, I think, told us, can we give away this top tip?
Yeah. I mean, Drayton and Corey have been doing it for a while, and they let the cat out of the bag.
It's such a good idea to have a magnet attached to your boat for your clients to put their fly on when they need to get their fly in the boat. Yeah. That way they don't tangle it up. And I hate to say it, but I am one of those people who sometimes tangles their stuff up in the boat. And it's a real bummer.
Well, I don't know the actual stat, but you know, they would probably say like the vast majority of tangles happen just moving from one spot to another. So the more of that you can reduce, I mean, shoot, if you reduce 10 of those, you probably paid for the magnet. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait to get one of those in our boat as well. Particularly because our daughter, like every time I bring my fly in, it's because I'm like helping her with the iPad or like getting her lunch or opening her snack, and I lose track of my fly during that time. So it'd be nice to have like a secure spot to just pop it on there. Yeah. With our logo on it.
With our logo on it.
Which is great.
Yeah. Yeah. Another cool thing. So one thing I'm super excited about is some of the rods we have in the shop. So the way we've been fishing these. So I'd say 85% of the fishing we do out here is wade fishing. Yeah. We have a boat. We'll take it out, but having a young child, it's quote unquote easy to get out for 2 hours or 3 hours. It's really hard to get out for a full day. So we do a lot of wade fishing. We do a lot of fishing longer rods because of that. And so that can be Euro nymphing. It can be just kind of mono rig fishing. It can be casting a conventional fly line, but there's a ton of advantages to using a longer rod for that. So when we go out, we have a strong preference for the most versatile setup because, you know, usually we'll be going to a place that we kind of know, but if there's let's say the parking lot's full in one spot, we may want to move up to the next one. And if you go and you only want a Euro nymph, you're kind of pigeonholing yourself. Or if you only want a dry dropper fish, or if you only want to do this. So we try and go for kind of the most versatile setup possible. So we use a lot of Euro rods, and we'll still throw a conventional dry fly line on them a lot of times. But I think we have two of the best Euro nymphing rods on the market. And I did a mono rig in Euro nymphing class recently, and the way I try and frame it is that it's been a field or a thing that's been evolving very fast for not that long. When you look at like when George Daniels' book came out, and then the Devin Olson and Lance Egan videos, like they did 2 videos like basically within a year of each other because things had changed that much in a year. And so things have been moving pretty quick. So I get all these people who come into the shop and they're like, hey, I read this thing about this leader, and they've got these like crazy leader formulas and stuff. And the first thing I was trying to frame is when that resource that you referenced on that leader formula, when was it from? Because a leader from 2018 is going to be really different from a leader that is going to be cited in 2024, 2025. And the leaders are changing that much. And so the rods have changed a lot too. So the 2 rods that we're super proud of and kind of, I'd say are more premium Euro nymphing rods are the Highland Stealth rod and then the Diamondback Next Gen 4. And both of them great rods. Both of them designed with the current leader systems in mind. And so they're just designed for it. They work great with it. We're super proud of them. And we use them for a lot of our current fishing. If we're just going out the door and we don't know what we're going to do, if we're throwing streamers from a boat or something, obviously we're not using those. Asterisk right there. We're not using those specific rods. Now, having said that, there's a specific Diamondback, like 6-weight next gen.
It's so good.
I'm
obsessed with that rod.
Yeah, it was like a weird, like I saw it and I was like, there's no practical use for that here, but I'm interested in it.
False. It's good for everything.
We've caught some nice fish on it, and
I've caught more nice fish on that rod than I've caught on like all other rods combined, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like a joy to cast. It's lovely. I like it.
Yeah.
But the Euro nymphing rods are both so good. Like, I don't think I could choose which one I prefer because you and I took both of them out specifically to kind of not test them, but like compare them a little bit in the same stream, same conditions. Yeah. And I really liked both of them.
Yeah. 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 So we've been fishing these things and we just, we like them. We really enjoy them. Great rods. And we're excited to be carrying them.
And kind of just like with the Blaine chocolate stuff, like we've spoken to the designers of these rods, like kind of at length. And they're both people who are incredibly detail oriented, very, very tight on the technical specifics. Yeah. So it's like, you can kind of tell it's sort of an overarching thing in our shop. Like, we pay attention to the details and we like stuff that is designed in a very detailed technical way.
Yeah. And the other thing too with both of the Diamondback and the Highland, they retail at around $600 a piece. You know, candidly, it would be a lot easier in a lot of ways just to be like, oh, we sell generic brand X fly fishing thing that everybody knows, and here's their Euro nymphing rod, blah blah blah. Oh, and it's $1,000 or $1,200 or whatever it is. But these, I do believe, are better rods, and they're at a fraction of the price, and they're just sweet. So
yeah, they're really good. It's one of those John tested, John approved things where it was a lot. It took a lot of looking, testing, thinking before we committed to carrying them in the shop.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I was a little bit nervous about both of them. And I'm really glad we have them because they're amazing.
Well, and also just to frame up that and the price point too, like we've had a few people come in, and I really try and be like super supportive of whatever, but kind of come in, they're like, oh, I just bought this like Euro nymphing setup and like I want to get your thoughts on like the leader design. And I'm like, well, what'd you get? And they talk about kind of a generic rod that's, let's just say, in the $400 range. And you're like, oh man, if you would have spent $600, you could have got the rod that like X number of guys on Team USA are using. So it's anyway, we're just trying to let people know, and you can make whatever decision you want to, but it kind of sucks. Like if you didn't know that this rod's for, and there's like the $400, there's the, $1,200, and there's these $600 that are used on the comp scene quite extensively. It's like, I don't know. So anyway, we just got to let everyone know what's out there.
Well, the comp scene, huh? The
comp scene. I'm not even in the comp scene. But we have people who come in who are in the comp scene.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We try and learn and apply from the comp scene, but we're not in the comp scene. That's a good transition to our classes. So another thing that we've been doing as a shop that's been fun, good for the shop, but like fun too, and I think really well received, is we've been doing classes back in the late summer and fall. We did some like fly fishing 101 classes. And then as the weather's gotten colder, we've done fly tying 101, fly tying 201. We did a mono rig and Euro nymphing class, which was really cool.
Definitely going to offer that one again.
Yeah. We have to offer all of these again, even though space and time are fighting us on that. More time.
Well, now that we have some employees.
That's true.
That opens things up a little more.
That's true.
Because previously we were basically hiring my parents from out of state to drive up here and babysit so that I could watch the shop so that John could run the class. And that is a lot more complicated than just having an employee. Yeah. Yeah, that is. Yeah. And so we'll be doing more classes. Yeah. And the other thing that I'm super excited. So on the mono rig class, that was just kind of a fun special class because we've been doing that. Yeah. And I feel like there's not that many people who have been doing that. At least there are other people doing it, but we've been doing it hard for, I don't know. I'm going to say 10 years. I would say 10 years.
Yeah. So that was a really fun, unique class. And we had some really cool part of the fun is all the participants, because you just get some great people who have their own really good fishermen and people with some really anglers. Yeah. But that was one in particular where we just had some really good points in discussion and everything else. But another one I'm excited about, Ellis Ward is doing a muskie class this weekend. If I get the editing done for this podcast, and he's doing a class on the 20th. It's going to be our first class that's in the shop, that's not led by me. And so that's really cool. And Ellis is he is awesome. And he is very dedicated and takes fishing seriously, which I have a huge appreciation for. And
he put you on a muskie.
Yeah.
First day muskie fishing.
I mean, I fished for 2 hours and caught one. So if you haven't done the same thing, I don't know what to tell you.
But again, I'd like to point out that I don't know if that's really you so much as Ellis doing all of the prep work to take you out.
Yes.
And knowing what's going on and having the flies. He ties really nice flies, like insanely nice.
Anyone who procures and cures and dyes and sells in mass quantity his own bucktail is got to be detail oriented on the fly tying side. He's a really good tyer.
Yeah. Which, if you have not come in the shop and felt those bucktails, you got to come in and like open the package and touch them, because it's like a whole different world to the commercially produced ones.
Yeah, like I have an appreciation for the commercially available ones is like the great way to put it. So like it's really nice to be able to get a bright chartreuse or pink or yellow bucktail whenever you want it and whatever. But if you take them out of the pack and you feel them and you feel Ellis's, it's a night and day difference. And if you're tying like musky bucktail, like bucktail musky flies and stuff like that, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I've tied a lot of like 2.5-inch clousers for fishing the reservoirs around here for that shad kill thing. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy using Ellis's bucktail. It is a pleasure to tie with, and it's what I like to use. So
yeah, it's incredible. And his colors are so unique.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing I'll say is like everything's like really custom done. It's not mass produced. And if you see like a specific like color that you like, you might want to buy 2 or 3 because he may, like when he does the next dye run, he might not get the same specific shade of olive or whatever it is. So
it's bespoke.
It's bespoke.
Bespoke bucktail.
Bespoke bucktail. Jeez, that's a tongue twister. Yeah. But anyway, we'll be doing more classes through the year. That's been really nice. We've had people travel from
out of state. Like
way out of state. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like someone drove like 5 hours to come to one of the classes, stayed in a hotel, drove 5 hours home afterwards. Yeah. I just felt amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The classes are a really great opportunity, I think. Mm-hmm. I feel like I talk about this all the time. I'm like, for beginners, you got to help people who are beginners, because I really feel like fly fishing can be a very intimidating, a little bit exclusive sport.
Yeah.
And it is very important to me that we work against that and try to make it more accessible.
Yeah.
So by having classes for beginners, beginner fly fishing, beginner fly tying, it's just such a good opportunity for people to come and learn, particularly from you, because you're so chill, like so approachable. Yeah.
One thing that's been really cool is in some of the classes, like we've done some 101 and 201 type classes, and like a handful of those people are like coming to the beer ties, the open vice nights, and like it's super seamless, and it just feels like we're, I don't know, just making the group a little bit bigger or whatever. I don't know. It's been really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. And the other awesome thing, like one person in particular, Paul, if had shout out, went to the mono rig class, and he's really like enjoyed doing it, and he's caught some nice fish doing it. Nice. And it's been like really cool, just, talking with him throughout that process and hearing his results.
That is so cool.
Yeah. He actually came in and got a nice rod the other day. He got one of our Euro specific rods.
Little Christmas present.
For
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no better Christmas present for yourself than a nice new rod.
Yeah. But he's liked it enough to kind of keep progressing, and it's been fun. He's had good results, and yeah.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it just comes back to our like main principles of that's kind of what we're in it for. It's like helping people get into the sport and enjoying seeing them grow and do well and have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like going back to what we talked about earlier, like when we have people in the shop, it's usually the best part of their day. We get to help them have a good time. And then there's all kinds of nuance to that, like, dealing with people get into fly fishing for all different reasons. Some people are trying to like get over stuff or forget about certain things or whatever. But like generally focus on something, have a good time, and we're able to help them do it. And like, it's just very rewarding and very fun. So this is really out of place, but I just got to like jump in and say this thing because I wrote it down and I thought it was super important and I forgot to say it earlier. But on the 2026, on the podcast side, one thing I thought was like really cool initial feedback on some of the ones that we've done so far is like certain people have like, I don't know, maybe clients have found them because they've been on the podcast, maybe like clients they've had or like, I don't know, just nice. Like, oh, that's really cool. Like I was excited to hear that. I got to know you a little bit better and, you know, like more engagement, more excited. And then another thing that's been really cool is a number of guides in this area have listened to podcasts with other guides. And they're like, oh man, I like didn't know that about like Scooter or John Stunkert or whoever. And they've like said hello to him on the river. And it's kind of like just, I don't know, it's been an easy way to like say hi and wave at people on the river. And it just like, it's just kind of cool hearing that from people, you know? So
that is super cool. And it's sort of like getting to show the wider area or world what it's like to talk to people when they come in the shop.
Yeah.
So like when these guides come in the shop, we get to know them on a more personal level that not everyone can know them. So having them on the podcast really helps that. Like we get to see what they're into, what their expertise is, and what they're like a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
I can't wait for more of those in 2026.
Yeah. So sorry for that random detour, but
let me just say, you can't be on the podcast unless we have your card on the cork board.
That's a good policy.
Yeah.
I may institute that.
Yes.
I'm going to give a person or two a hard
Please
time.
give us your cards for the cork board.
we want to give people your contact information. We want people to fish with you. Also,
I worked really hard to put that cork board up.
You did?
It took a long time. Way longer than it should have.
You did a great job.
Oh, thanks, dear.
Yeah.
To summarize, I would say it's been a really good year. It's been amazing getting to know everyone and having more experience in the shop. And basically, we're super busy, which is amazing. And we're hoping to somehow squeeze more stuff in the shop, squeeze in more content. Basically, more
of everything.
Yeah.
More and better of everything.
Yeah.
Including like quality of content production. So we need your tips.
Yeah. We'll do our best.
Audio, video experts, please.
We're trying. We're trying really hard.
Awesome.
Thank you for listening.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
And how that fire's burning hot, but it can't keep up with your touch. So